there, lovelies! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Maddie, where I love to talk all things makeup, especially makeup tutorials. I am a mom that works full-time from home, and I also have a million other activities that I do in my life. I am very active, and so I wanted to take you along today in my makeup journey of what my makeup goes through in a day. Makeup for remote working that's going to take you through grocery shopping, weeding, housework, yard work, taking care of your family, spending time with them, as well as doing the things that you love to do. So let's go ahead and get into it. So all of these products that I am going to be using today are very tried and true products. I wear these for 12, sometimes upwards of 14 hours a day, but I would say on a typical day, I wear makeup for about 12 hours. I put it on first thing in the morning, and then I don't take it off until after my son goes to bed. These products really are wear-proof, and as you will see throughout my day, that I do many things that makes my makeup wear off very well, or otherwise would make it wear off, but it doesn't. So first thing is, I always, of course, I put some color corrector in the corner of my eye, and then I'm coming in with actually a combination of foundations here. And got some hair coming in. This is a combination of my Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hydrating foundation, and then also Dior Forever Matte foundation. And that little hair is just not wanting to stay. And this is a combo in my cushion foundation packaging here. If you haven't seen my video on makeup hacks that you actually need, you should go check that out. I'll put it in the cards here for you. But I am just putting a thin layer of this on. And this is like one of my favorite puffs to apply my makeup with. And the reason that I put a thin layer on is because it will start to wear off throughout the day. That's just how it goes. When I'm spending time with my son, I'm hugging him, kissing him, my chin is rubbing off all over him. And if I put a thin layer on, then when it wears off, it doesn't look, super bad. I have worn some foundations where they really do not look great as they start to wear off throughout the day. And so this combination, really, I just kind of like happen chance upon it because my Colourpop foundation, although beautiful, I do have combination skin, and so because it's a hydrating foundation, then my oils would start to, shine through, and I would start to look like pretty greasy throughout the day. So and it was a shade too light. And then my Dior Forever Matte foundation, love that foundation. A little too drying sometimes, and also it oxidized on me. It was like the perfect match, but just like slightly too dark, so when it oxidized, it was too dark. So I was like, hey, you know what, I got a light foundation and I got a dark foundation, let's just combine them. And I put them in this handy dandy little cushion package, and it has made the perfect combination for my skin that I just like. I really love it. I can even wear this out, in the heat and everything, and it'll still get me through just fine. So now I'm gonna come in with my Colourpop That's Taupe palette, and this is a really great neutral mauve leaning, purple mauve kind of leaning palette, and I'm gonna dip into Boa and Python here, and I'm just gonna put that in my crease. And I really like this eyeshadow palette because it's easy to, if you wanted to take this from a day to a night look, you certainly can with the colors that are in here. and it's also very wearable throughout the day if you wanted to do, you know, day look like I'm doing now. But it also enhances my blue eyes. I love anything that helps my blue eyes stand out, and this palette certainly does. This was one of my first palettes from Colourpop. This was years ago and they still carry it. And I'm just dipping back and forth in between those two shades, putting it in my crease and above, and then just in this outer corner here, where I'm now going to come in with a smaller, fluffier blending brush, and I'm going to dip into Bedrock, this dark brown one. And by putting those two lighter colors out there first, when I put my dark down, it's going to kind of like automatically blend itself. But I have to be careful because this brown can very easily get super dark. And just focusing that out here, really blending that. I always instinctively want to close my eyes, but then I have to remember, oh right, I close my eyes and then I open them again, because really, if I want to place my eyeshadow correctly, I have to do it when my eyes are open, just initially, and then I can kind of close them throughout putting my eyeshadow on. I'm just blending those in there. Now I'm going to take a shader brush, a flat shader brush here, and I'm going to dip into the color Boa, that's the lightest color, and I'm going to put that right here in the middle, kind of blending those, and then bringing what's left to the inner corner of my eye, just to create a more seamless blend here. And I went over my dark color just a little too much, widened it out, so there we go. And then, this is where the fun part begins. I'm going to take the color Slated. Always, always have loved this color. It's super beautiful. And it is a little bit chunky, kind of likes to fall out, so I like to tap my finger off to get that excess. And then I'm just going to swoop-de-whoop here, kind of in this inner corner part of my eye. And I'm not bringing it over my whole lid here, just in this inner corner, create some visual interest and have some fun. And then I'm going to come in and put some eyeliner on to help deepen this outer part of my eye a little bit more. Ever since I got these e.l.f. eyeliners, I have not been able to stop using them. They are just fantastic. I really like to bring it on my lash line right here in the outer part, because it helps deepen up that lash line there. And then I'm just going to smudge it out a little bit. Now we're going to put on some mascara. I forgot that to put just a little bit of shadow this outer corner of my eye, just a little bit. If you notice in my other videos, I do set my face with powder. This one, with this combination, I actually don't. I only set it, you know, on my eyelids and underneath of my eyes just a little bit, because I found that this combination, it really lets my natural skin shine through. So, you know, the parts that get a little bit oily, they actually don't get super oily, but it lets my cheeks, you know, be nice and dewy, whatnot. So with the next products I'm going to be using, these are products that you will see, they last all day. Like, their pigmentation is fantastic. So I'm coming in with my tried and true Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. And obviously this is tried and true because it has some nice pan there. And really what I like about this bronzer is that It's my like summer go-to bronzer when I want to have that yellow tint to my bronzer so I can look like I have a tan, even though I don't really tan. I mostly just burn. But I can layer this up. I can just keep layering and layering, and you'll see how it just continues to get darker and darker and darker. So you can go in really light-handed with this if you want. You can also layer it up like I am doing. When I use it, you know, fall, springtime, I do go lighter handed with it, but in the summertime, like I will layer this up because I want to look nice and bronzed for summertime. And then when the other seasons come, that's when I'll switch to my other more cool tone bronzers, but this is my go-to summer one. And then a blush that I love so much that I got it in 2 different colors. I'm gonna be just wearing one today. This is the RMS Beauty Pomegranate Fizz blush, and it's a red blush. And don't be fooled and don't be scared of red blush, okay? When the sun naturally, you know, hits us, or you know, when it's cold outside, like we naturally have that redness to our face, right? That flush. Everyone, you know, we all try to hide it with foundation, you know, cover it up. I have, but if you actually bring in that redness, it will bring in the natural bits of your skin. And so when you do go outside and it's hot, you know, you don't look, or it'll shine through naturally. And this color will last me all day. It's such a beautiful, like not true red. It does have some pink in it, which I really appreciate, because being more fair tone skin, you know, using a true red, which I have done before, it can be a little too harsh. We're talking a lot harsh actually. So using one that's got more pink in it, but it is red, is great for my skin tone, if you are my skin tone. The next product I'm going to be coming in with is the Nabla Skin Glazing highlighter in Ozone. Love this highlighter to pieces, and it is icy and it is blinding, and it also gives the most beautiful shine and glow and just like kind of glass skin, wet skin look. So if you're going to be doing a glam look, like this would be your go-to. I'm going to put a little bit in my corner of my eye. I guess a little more than a little bit. Okay, I'm going to brush up my eyebrows. I don't really ever put product in my eyebrows because it does match my hair. And I don't like a harsh eyebrow on my face. Okay, now we're gonna come in, wipe this off. So these lip liners are, it's a NYX lip liner, and this is one of the cheapest lip liners like ever. And they're not very big, and as you can see, mine is very, very well loved. I mean, I've used quite a lot of it, but this thing will last me all day. It is a stiff lip liner, but that's what makes it last all day. And it's like my lips, but neutral. And then I'm going to be coming in, I can't remember for the life of me which shade this is, but this is the Dior lipsticks, the refillable ones. And this came in a 3-pack that I got for Christmas a couple years ago. I depotted mine into here to this container because I like to kind of use it as a chapstick and mix it in with my chapstick that I'm wearing. And this color specifically, it's kind of like a really deep red, as you can see there. I kind of call this like my brick red, if you will. But when I put on just a little bit, It really matches my cheeks super well. It gives the vibes of like my lips but better. And you know, lips are naturally pinky, kind of red, or at least mine are, and so this just enhances it, you know, that much more, right? If I don't put anything on my lips, I look very, you know, washed out, kind of ghostly. I used to do that look, now I don't anymore. And so, you know, as I'm putting on makeup, you know, creating this blank canvas, but also bringing in color from these other products I'm using, I also need to bring color back into my lips, and this is just the best way to do that. So we're gonna go throughout my day here. I'm gonna do a few check-ins with you guys. I have a full day planned here. Like I said, I am a full-time remote working mom. I also, you know, like to prep my own home cooked meals. I, you know, work outside my garden. And yeah, I've got a lot planned, so I'll take you along and we'll see how it wears. Hey everyone, here at midday check-in. Just wanted to show you how it's going. As you can kind of see already, my lips are, you know, wearing off. I've been drinking water, playing, talking, you know, eating and stuff. I do wear glasses, so, you know, getting up close here, looking at everything. I do have glasses marks, but just taking a look at the eyeshadow, the whole face. You know, everything's actually looking pretty good here. I wear glasses all day, so I'm not really worried too much about, you know, the glasses mark. If I was at the end of the day, you know, I just touch that up with some foundation. But check-in, midday check-in here. I'm about to go water my plants outside, and I will check in with you later tonight. Hey there everyone, we are at the end of the day check-in. I think I might do one more check-in before end of the night, just to show how all of this is looking. I am gonna go play volleyball with some friends in about an hour and a half or so, but this is the end of the workday, so let's just take a peek what this all looks like here. Honestly, I am super impressed with how everything is holding up. Obviously I have some smile lines going on, and I did have glasses marks from earlier, but I did kind of like tap those out because I like to take off my glasses at the end of the day. Sorry, got something in my throat. But also, like, the lip liner, I mean, obviously the lip wore off. I had Italian dressing with my lunch, and that was like super greasy, so, you know, I took off everything. But I mean, I still have some lip liner there. The blush is still going strong. My browns are still going strong. I do have some wear here from my mascara up on my hood, but that's pretty typical for me, but not really too bad of raccoon eyes or anything. I do have some creasing, you know, from my concealer, but I mean, who doesn't have creasing from concealer after, you know, an 8-hour day? So chin is looking, you know, pretty good here actually, and obviously I've got smile lines as well, showing a little bit of oil through my nose here, but overall, I mean, like, even the eyeshadow and the eyeliner, if you can see that, is like holding on. So we're looking really good. So we'll see how it goes after playing volleyball. Let's see how this lasts through that. Hey y'all. All right, final check-in of the night. So I have played volleyball and I have weeded outside, and this is what my makeup is looking like at the end of a full day of activities. So you can see all the lines and all of the, you know, wear off and everything. You know, honestly, my mascara has transferred, you know, just right up in here, which, I mean, I have hooded eyes, so just kind of used to that. It really hasn't transferred really all that badly down here. A little bit of flakiness. I was wearing glasses, so obviously I have the glasses marks, and I do have some creasing, you know, from smiling and playing and whatnot. It hasn't worn off my nose too badly, or my chin too badly, actually, for, you know, sweating and being all kinds of active. But this is what I think we're at 12 hours of wearing, plus a full day of being a mom and doing all kinds of activities, and this is what my makeup is looking like. The blush is still blushing. The bronzer is still slightly bronzing. The, you know, eyeshadow is looking really awesome still. A little bit of creasiness and like, you know, wearing off, but I mean, honestly, I call this a win for a 12-hour day as a mom. I will leave it off here. Please, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and especially subscribe so I can keep creating awesome content like this for you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!